Hey there, restaurant owners. Are your labor costs spiraling out of control and eating into your profits? Do you feel overwhelmed trying to keep these expenses in check? You're not alone, and I'm here to help. Welcome to the second video in our special 7-part series where we'll tackle this labor cost pain point head on and give you the tools to regain control. Each video in this series will cover an important step to help you manage and reduce your labor cost effectively, whether it's auditing, timekeeping, or cutting down on unnecessary overtime, or optimizing your schedule. We've got you covered. So stay with me and let's solve this problem together, one step at a time. Ready to get started? Let's dive into today's tip and take a second step towards controlling your labor costs. Hey there, Restaurant Pro. This is Dave Scott Peters, restaurant expert, coach, and creator of the Restaurant Prosperity Formula. Today, we're looking at staff riding the clock. Do you have team members sticking around long after they should have been gone, literally riding the clock? Well, step 2 is make sure your staff isn't riding the clock by eating before they get into the shift or after their shift or visiting after hours while they're still being clocked in, right? They're just riding the clock. Your management team needs to be diligent and keep an eye on this. So what can we do? Let's look for those employees that are dragging and socializing. This is primarily at the end of the shift. Hey, I've got a cook that says, I want to go home. You say, okay, you are cut. That means you've got to start on your side work. And the moment they start their side work, that grill brick becomes 2 tons and they stop. Hey man, what are you doing today? Hey, what are you doing today? Da-da-da. And they're talking and they're dragging out because what they're doing now is instead of working, they know at this point they've got to get paid, and they get paid for the minutes they work. Even though they don't want to work anymore, now instead of working, they're milking the clock. They're like, hey man, I'm going to drag this out. I know I'm going home. I'm scot-free. So I'm going to make my side work go really slow. I'm going to talk with others and get paid for it. What a pretty good gig that is, right? So you got to be looking for this. So how do I do this? You've got to know how long it takes to do each position's side work, generally speaking, right? So if you're a front of house manager and you're looking at your back house and you're like, I don't know how to cook or whatever, well, you need to know that generally to do the side work for, say, the grill, that station is going to be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 15 minutes, doesn't matter what it is, because then you go back and check and say, hey man, you've got to get this moving. See, if we allow our team to stay on the clock way too long, it robs us of all of our money. Before you know it, you're into overtime. Before you know it, you're out of budget. Before you know it, you don't have the money as a restaurant owner to take home for yourself. It is much easier for your employees to steal from the time clock than it is from your product or your cash. Be sure to join me live every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube, travel schedule permitting, where I'll get you pumped about the upcoming weekend, get you excited about crushing your goals and finding the motivation to be best you possible. Plus, I'll answer your burning questions live.